In my pursuit of superpowers, I risked death by exposing myself to massive amounts of gamma radiation. As the gamma rays penetrated every cell in my body, strange changes began to occur. My blood became as thick as jelly, and my skin took on a lizard-like appearance. Even more bizarre was that my palms could now merge with any material I touched. Just as I was marveling at these bodily transformations, a security guard suddenly burst in. I immediately fused my hand with the equipment, and then my feet became one with the steel floor. The guard was about to make a move, but in the next second... This was the ability granted by the super serum I had developed. Once injected, it would transform someone into an invincible soldier with self-healing capabilities. However, the military didn't dare use human subjects for experiments, so I secretly injected the serum into myself. Initially, my body showed no abnormalities, but what I hadn't anticipated was that during this period, my wife became pregnant. At that moment, I felt afraid, because the mutated genes might be passed on to the child. When the child was born, I quickly noticed something unusual. Whenever my son got angry, his body would take on an eerie green hue. I hurriedly extracted his blood and discovered that his genes had exceeded human parameters. To prevent an accident, I picked up a weapon intending to end his life, but in the struggle with my wife, I accidentally killed her. I was sent to prison for this. Years later, my son indeed underwent mutation. He transformed into the massive green giant, the Hulk. The power of his genes made him incredibly strong. After my release from prison, I hid in the shadows observing. The Hulk's genes were inherited from me. Since my son could activate the Hulk gene through gamma radiation exposure, then surely I could too. To activate the superpowered genes within me, I turned on all the gamma ray devices in the laboratory and aimed them at myself. The effect was exactly as I had predicted. The blood in my body immediately mutated, and my body could merge with any object it contacted. After confirming my abilities, I found my son, who was imprisoned by the military, and kept provoking him with words, trying to make him transform, because I wanted to assimilate the Hulk's power. Seeing that my son wouldn't cooperate, I picked up a high-voltage power line from the ground and bit into it. Not only did I not electrocute myself, but my body grew larger and larger, until I had drained the electricity from the entire city. My son knew this battle could no longer be avoided. He stopped suppressing the anger within him and transformed into the Hulk. As lightning tore through the night sky, we battled among the clouds, riding the electricity. Finally, I fell with the Hulk into a lake. Before the Hulk could rest, I merged with the surrounding rocks. But I was still no match for him. What troubled the Hulk, however, was that I was nearly impossible to kill. Every time I was shattered, I would assimilate with other rocks. The Hulk took advantage of the gap when I was merging with boulders and threw me directly into the lake. However, what terrified him was that I could also perfectly fuse with water. My superpower evolved accordingly. The Hulk was trapped in the water, unable to move, and his energy was being constantly eroded by me. At this life-or-death moment, the Hulk released the anger he had suppressed for years. An endless stream of energy burst forth from within him, causing my body to expand